Everyone's spamming Root Riders, Dragons, and Yetis in Legends right now, but these two bases that we're going to share with you guys today say no to those strategies. Watch how they crush the strongest strategies in the game, including forcing some 1-stars. Let's jump in. So starting off with this base here, we do have that Monolith in the core. We also have the Fire Spinner there, the Town Hall off to the right. A nice spread across all these defenses. You can see the bottom side of the base heavily trapped for the Royal Champion charge. That is a highly likely place for it to go. So we got the Giant Bombs, we got the Teslas to try to divert the RC into the wrong direction. Let's jump into a couple of replays and see how this does. And here we go with the first replay. It is going to be Clone Dragon spam, Giant Arrow from the left side of the base. Then we're going to start a Dragon from the top side, set a little bit of a funnel, and then we're going to send the Dragons and the Dragon Riders, Warden, Prince, everything full send from the left side. Let's see how it does. Pop the Warden's ability. It's going to protect everything, protect the Blimp for a little bit until it escapes that aura. Tornado Trap catches the Blimp. He's going to go ahead with the clones for the Super Yetis out of the Blimp on that right side. So they'll try to get a little extra value, but falling well short of that Town Hall. We do have, looks like he cloned up some of those Electromites. They're not going to do a whole lot here. Royal Champion pushing across the bottom side of the base. We still have some Dragons in the core. Ice Golems holding up a bunch of these Dragons on the top side of the base. Royal Champion does go down, or Hog Riders go down. The Town Hall is popping off, killing off these Dragons on the right side, as well as the Prince. Got just a handful of Dragons left and not a whole lot of time left in this attack. The Town Hall firing away is going to stay standing for now. The Prince does manage to finish it off, but this one is falling well short. The Dragons have all fizzled out, and this one is going to be a defense. Let's take a look at another replay. This next attack is going to be a Super Yeti spam, so very interesting. We do see the Super Yetis being used fairly often, but I'm not so sure about the spell composition. Not sure if this person was maybe having a few drinks when they put their spells together, but regardless, here we are. We got Super Yetis with a bunch of revive spells, so the Yetis are going to spread out. The Log Launcher's actually done a nice job opening up right down the middle of the base. We got a couple of Super Yetis to the outside, pops the Warden's ability, going to keep everything protected through the middle. All right, the Overgrowth as well in an interesting spot here. Down goes the air defense. And the Log Launcher making it all the way through the core of the base. Going to be able to get the Fire Spinner out. There it goes. Down goes the Fire Spitter as well. Now we just have that Town Hall on the very back end of the base. The Super Yetis are doing a pretty good job. They're very tanky. They can do a lot of damage. So despite the fact that they don't really have any spell support in this attack whatsoever, they're still sticking around for quite a while. However, everything's skipping the Town Hall. We can see the Warden going down. We got all kinds of heroes we can start reviving. He's got 3 of these revive spells left. There's another one for the Queen on the top side of the base, and she's just going to immediately die again. She's in a ton of damage. And then same thing for the Royal Champion, so he's getting absolutely nothing out of these revive spells. So this one is going to be a 1-star, even though it wasn't really the greatest attack strategy we've seen. Let's move on to the next base. Before we jump into base number 2, I want to mention that WBB has War Pass and Legend League Pass for some bases throughout the month at a one-time fee. If you guys are interested in checking that out, the link for the Discord channel is down in the description below. Just hop in there, open a ticket, and get yourself some great bases through the entire month. And here we have base number 2. We've got these Fire Spitters in the core of the base, facing away from each other, so they've got great coverage. Got the Fire Spinner in there as well with the Town Hall. Got the nice symmetrical design here. We do have the Royal Champion traps on the left side here, and then down here on the bottom as well. Lots of bombs ready to catch the RC charge. Let's take a look at a couple of replays for this one and see how it does. And here we go with the first attack. It is going to be a Spirit Walk into Root Rider, so a bit more meta now for this base to kick things off. The RC moving in through the Ricochet Cannon, moving up towards the Expo. And don't forget, if you guys want to give these bases a try for yourself, the links will be down in the comments below. Give them a try. Let us know how they hold up for you. All right, we still have the Royal Champion moving in. She's moving straight through these traps here on the bottom side of the base. The next invis down. She's going to move up towards the Giga Bomb. We have more giant bombs in that area trying to take that Fox out, and we do successfully get the Fox taken out. Now it's about trying to get some damage onto the Royal Champion herself. More bombs going off. She's going to get forced to ability here shortly with the Giga Bomb going off. And down she goes. Actually, did she already use her ability? Never mind. She's just straight up gone. So he's got the recall, but he's not going to be recalling that Royal Champion anytime soon. So let's see what he does here to make up for it. We got the King and the Queen on the right side of the base. Root Riders down along the bottom right side. And here we go. Full sending it. Got the healers in. We got the Warden in. Balloons over the top. All right, troop launcher in the mix to help support. Queen walking the outside. Looks like the king's going to join up with the root riders here. Not the worst thing to have happen. I'll give them a little bit of support pushing through the base. Troop launcher still popping off. The warden's ability does wear off. That overgrowth on the very back end of the base. Might have been a little bit early on that, but it is there. It is keeping the fire spinner damage off of these root riders as they push in through the middle of the base. Also keeping that town hall damage off of them, but the overgrowth does wear off. All right, is he going to do anything with this recall? I'm kind of curious. The healers are doing their best to try to keep things healed up, pushing in through the middle, and we are making our way to the town hall. Going to be able to get this taken care of. Got quite a few troops still left alive in that town hall area. Queen's still walking the top side. She's already used her ability. All right, town hall secured. I'm so curious about the recall. He did just use it. I think he might have just used it in the core of the base. He picks up the sneezy, actually. Not a bad idea, I guess, if you got nothing else to do with it. The Queen's able to get the scatter shot on the right side, but everything's fizzling out. This is going to be a defense. Let's move on to the final replay. And here we go with a mass dragon attack with the Royal Champion charge from the bottom side of the base. Another spirit walk down here, but when you use the rocket spear like this, the fox dies immediately, and it makes it entirely pointless to use this approach. Should have used the phoenix for a little bit more effectiveness with this sort of approach. Actually, he's not even doing an RC charge. He just realized we got another weird spell comp there with 3 revives. I guess he's doing that instead of Invis for the Royal Champion. But there we go. We got a bunch of dragons in towards the middle of the base. We do have the siege barracks and the queen on the right side to help set the other side of the funnel. But now the dragons are going to start splitting up, spreading out, because the funnels have pretty much worn off at this point. We do still have a lot of dragons right down the middle of the base. There's an overgrowth on the back side. We got some rocket balloons coming out. We've got the furnace on defense coming out. All right, able to take care of that with the poison. No problem. Pops the Prince ability. It's going to slow things down for just a little bit. Brings the Royal Champion back to life, and he's got 2 more revive spells that he can use for the RC or whatever else he decides to use it on. But let's see what the plan's going to be here. The overgrowth does wear off. The RC taking some damage. All right, is he going to use another revive? Looks like he just used one for the Archer Queen on the right side of the base so that she can beat on a wall. Perfect usage for the revive spells here. And the RC is down yet again. Is he going to try to wait just a little bit before bringing the RC back? There she is. The RC's back alive, trying to get through this cannon, but she's going to go down to the king anyway. This is going to be yet another defense. Be sure to check out the WBB socials on screen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.